So the Buddha said that the main factors responsible for suffering are greed, hatred, and delusion. And sometimes translated as craving, aversion, and unconsciousness. So the greed of wanting to get, the aversion of wanting to get rid of, and the delusion of being in denial or kind of checked out, spaced out, disconnected. And the Buddha said that there's pain in each of those experiences of pulling towards, pushing away, and being disconnected. This is Pablo Neruda. And now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. What was most urgent for the Buddha and what becomes most urgent for us is ending suffering. That there's nothing, we could say, more basic than that wish. And the Buddha was unsatisfied with the common models of happiness that he was offered. That he knew he wasn't going to be satiated by the normal path of what the good life was supposed to be. And upon seeing sickness and aging and death, there's this realization that something needed to be done with the heart. And that's really the kind of first and maybe most critical insight in the practice. Something, we need to do something. Because life is hard, even when times are good. Very hard to be happy, to be deeply happy. And so the Buddha made a kind of scientific study of suffering and how we suffer. And categorized it into three basic forms. There is the suffering of pain. The body aches, emotional distress. We're too sleepy, we're too agitated, we're angry, sad, we're ashamed. And so this first kind of suffering, called the pain of pain, the suffering of pain, just comes with having a human mind and body. And then there was the suffering associated with change. That even when we are able, and we're very fortunate when we can arrange the world to support us in a way that feels pretty good. Even when we're able to do that, the inevitability of change hangs over us. And so much of my life has been trying to kind of stabilize and stop the world, or my world. Just be still, just stop. That's sort of been the feeling for me a lot. And yet the world continues to slip through my fingers. The pain of change. And then more subtly, the Buddha said that we suffer from the pain of, perhaps we could say, separation. The pain of feeling so separate. Or the pain of feeling like the heart is constantly a little bit overstimulated. And that there's actually a piece where we're very profoundly unstimulated by the world. And so perhaps we can distinguish craving from skillful desire or aspiration. And the way that Stephen Batchelor, a modern commentator on Buddhism, has said it, is that desires can be satisfied, whereas cravings cannot.